Welcome to this new video where we're going to talk a bit about the latest news regarding Forza Horizon 6, since yesterday was the Xbox conference at Gamescom. A conference where the developers of Forza Horizon 6 were present to give us some new information about what awaits us in Forza Horizon 6, both with the upcoming September update and the upcoming October update. So I'm going to share with you the information that was given yesterday. And on top of that, I'll add a little bonus with some other info that the developers wrote overnight on the official Forza website. For example, about the PS5 versions, as well as about game expansions and map expansions. So there are a few extra pieces of information that I'm going to share with you here. In any case, I'm obviously making this video to share this news with you, but I'm mainly making it to get your opinions on what's been announced for Forza Horizon 6, to know overall if you're happy with the things being added in September and October, or if you were hoping for something else. All right, first new feature. This one we already kind of suspected, since it was heavily teased before Gamescom. It's the arrival of the drift attack mode, for which we've seen a bit of gameplay. So let me remind you of the concept. For those who didn't watch my video yesterday, it's pretty simple. These are new zones that will be similar to time attack, which is already available in Forza Horizon 6. Except that instead of having to complete the lap as fast as possible to get a good ranking, you'll need to try to get the highest score. Drifting, a bit like the drift zones, except here it's on a circuit where you can do multiple laps to try to improve your score, with a few differences. For example, there are small bluish zones on the ground, which are clipping zones, where your drift scores will be increased, doubled, if you follow the precise lines. Your score will only be compared to the scores of other players who have played this same game mode with the same car category, for example S1A or S2. So that's also a big difference compared to the drift zones, where all the scores are mixed together. And even though for now there will only be one drift attack, which will be on the Shimano-Yama circuit on the west side of the map, other drift attack zones will be added to the game in future updates, either permanently or temporarily. We also got to see a bit of gameplay in this game mode with the new Jaguar Forza edition, which looks extremely overpowered for drifting, since the developers were able to pull off huge scores and big drifts with it, even though they were playing with TCR enabled, which is normally an assist that prevents a car from drifting properly. So, in my opinion, it's going to be something impressive. This car, and this was announced yesterday during Gamescom, will be unlockable once you have finished. All the new logbook challenges related to drift attack, which will be added with this game mode on September 7th with the arrival of Season 5. With a difference compared to time attack and drag meet mode, which is that here, the challenges won't be by performance category. What I mean by that is, for example, in time attack, to complete all the challenges, you have to do the track once in Class A, then in Class B, then in Class C, then in S1, then in S2. Here, it won't be the same. Here, it'll be by type of car. For example, you'll want to complete it once with a muscle car, once with a sedan, once with a supercar, once with an SUV. So there will be about 10 challenges like that to complete. And once you've completed them all, you'll get the new Jaguar Forza edition for free. At Gamescom, it was confirmed that Forza Horizon and LEGO have a new partnership. Let me reassure you right away. For now, there's no talk of a new LEGO map coming, even though we can't completely rule out that possibility either. For now, it's simply a car-related partnership, since the developers are going to add it to Forza Horizon 6, just like they did a few weeks ago. New liveries, made for cars we already have in the game, which give them a LEGO-like appearance. Apparently, it will be the Ferrari Pista and the 2016 Dodge Viper. Another piece of information about the 7-Eleven collaboration, so I have several things to tell you about that. The first thing is that the developers didn't tell us much about it during Gamescom, but there are still several little things that came out overnight. As for information about it, the first thing is that, believe it or not, it was a partnership that was requested by the community. Indeed. If you look at the Forza feedback portal, which is the Forza forum where players can come to vote for what they want to see in future updates, believe it or not, the partnership with 7-Eleven was highly requested. It was the 5th most requested partnership, after other partnerships that, unfortunately, haven't been announced yet, like Initial D, Fast and Furious, One Gate, Midnight, or even Cyberpunk. But ahead of collaborations like, for example, Red Bull, Ken Block, James Bond, or Liberty Walk. So it's definitely not something that came out of nowhere. It's something that players have been asking for, that's been requested since May 2026, since the game was released, and it's finally coming to the game now. You should know that for us, it might seem a bit strange. It's like if tomorrow they added a Carrefour Market partnership to Fortnite or Forza Horizon 6. We'd be a bit lost, I think. But for Americans and Japanese people, 7-Eleven is super well known. And actually, it's not that far from car culture, because 7-Eleven, honestly. It's often connected to the tuning world, it's often linked to car meetups, and 7-Eleven, if I'm not mistaken, which is actually a supermarket and gas station company, even has tuned cars decorated with official 7-Eleven liveries. So it's less strange than you might think now. Even though we don't know exactly what this partnership will involve, we do know that some 7-Eleven props will be added to the event club, so probably decorations that let you customize the map with 7-Eleven branded signs. There's a strong chance a 7-Eleven gas station will be added to the south of the map. There's a strong chance it'll be where there's an active station construction site, even if it's not fully confirmed yet. There may be a new gathering spot, temporary or permanent, in this station's parking lot, allowing you to have car meets with friends. And even if it wasn't announced during the live, there is indeed a new car to win. With this partnership, there will indeed be a 2020 Toyota Supra 7-Eleven edition to unlock. Unfortunately, this event is still a bit out of reach for us French players. Just like the new McDonald's promotion, which we talked about a few days ago in a video, and which is mainly taking place in the United States and England, where you can exchange loyalty points for tokens that let you get cars in the game. For now, this partnership is only available in Canada and the United States. Well, it's kind of the usual thing with Forza partnerships. You'll have to go buy certain specific items at a 7-Eleven store, which will give you a code on your receipt. You can then use that code on the Xbox app to get a special edition of the 2020 Toyota Supra. So, for us, it looks like we won't be able to get this content. The only way we could get these cars would be to buy codes later, which will be sold online, but they'll be very expensive. Let me remind you that codes for OP Edition cars in Forza Horizon 5 from a similar partnership were selling for over 150 euros by the end of Horizon 5. Just to get one car, and I want to make that clear in writing. The developers also gave some additional information about the expansion in the PS5 version, but nothing amazing, just simple stuff. We'll have to wait several more months for the first expansion, as the developers said the release schedule will match Forza Horizon 5's. So maybe around Christmas 2026, or maybe at the very beginning of 2027 for the first expansion. And secondly, the PS5 versions are still planned, even though there were rumors that the new head of Xbox was going to cancel. No, they're still planned and scheduled for 2026, even without a set date. That's what the developers confirmed. We have no updates to share on this topic yet, but we'll provide more details closer to the release date later this year. Share your thoughts on these announcements in the comments. Personally, I'm a little bit disappointed, not by the content itself, even though I think the drift attack mode is probably going to be a mode that overall will keep us busy for 5 to 10 minutes to complete it 100%. I'm a bit disappointed that the Forza Horizon 6 announcement at Gamescom wasn't bigger. Usually, when developers have something major to add, a new mode, or a big new surprise that makes the community happy, they use this kind of event to announce those things because they know there's a bigger audience than if they just announce it on their own, on their social media. So, unless they reveal something amazing at the Tokyo Game Show at the end of September 2026, I'm thinking that maybe they've already used up, let's say, their last chance to announce something that would really make the community happy. Really something big. Before the expansions arrive, which could take 6 to 8 months, I think Drift Attack and the 7-Eleven collaboration will be the only major things happening. The developers are counting on these to try to give the game a little boost before the expansions, and I think it's going to feel a bit long for players who have already kind of given up. So, let me know in the comments what you think about it. In any case, I hope this video gave you the information you needed. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe for future videos, and use my stand link below, which lets you buy your games cheaper than anywhere else. Support my channel by following me on Twitch, where I stream regularly. Your Prime subscription helps a lot. See you tomorrow for the next video. Ciao!